People think you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to flip a house. You don't, but you do need to understand how the money actually works. There are legitimate strategies that experienced real estate investors use to buy and flip properties with little or none of their own capital. Hard money loans, private money lenders, wholesaling, joint ventures, and more. Today I'm breaking down each one honestly, what they are, what they cost, who they're actually for, and what the real risks are. No hype, just the mechanics. Off Clock Hustle logo animation with energetic sound. Welcome back to Off Clock Hustle. House flipping is one of those topics where there's a massive gap between the HGTV version and reality. The HGTV version: buy a rundown house, renovate it beautifully in 6 episodes, sell it for a $200,000 profit. The reality: deals take months to find. Renovation always costs more than expected. Holding costs eat into margins, and the market can shift between when you buy and when you sell. With that said, flipping works. Experienced investors make excellent returns, and there are paths to doing it with less capital than you think. Let's be honest about all of it. Before we talk about how to fund a flip with no money down, let's understand the math of a typical flip so you know what you're getting into. The 70% rule is the basic framework investors use. Don't pay more than 70% of the after-repair value, ARV, minus repair costs. Example: a house in your market is worth $350,000 after renovation. Renovation costs estimated at $50,000. Maximum purchase price, $350,000 and 0.70, 50,000 equals $195,000. If you buy at $195,000, spend $50,000 on renovation, carry 6 months of holding costs, mortgage, insurance, property taxes, utilities, at say $2,500 a month equals $15,000, plus closing costs to buy and sell, roughly 8 to 10% combined of purchase and sale price. Your all-in cost is roughly $275,000 on a $350,000 sale. Gross profit, $75,000. But wait, the $50K renovation estimate often runs 20 to 30% over. If renovation comes in at $65,000, your gross profit drops to $60,000. If the market softens and you sell at $330,000 instead of $350,000, you're at $45,000. Real profits exist, but they're slimmer than the highlight reel suggests. Know this math before you pursue any of the funding strategies below. Hard money lenders are private lending companies that specialize in short-term real estate loans for investors. Unlike bank mortgages, they base their lending on the property's value and the deal quality, not primarily on your credit score or income. Typical terms: 10 to 15% interest rate, 1 to 3 points, 1 to 3% of loan amount, in origination fees, 6 to 18-month loan terms. For a $200,000 purchase, hard money lender covers 70 to 85% of purchase price, you bring 15 to 30% down, and sometimes also funds renovation. So even with hard money, you typically need $30,000 to $60,000 of your own capital or someone else's. No money down with hard money is possible in specific scenarios, usually when the deal is exceptional and the lender sees enough margin that they'll fund 100%. This is rare and usually requires a track record. Hard money is genuine and widely used in real estate investing. The cost is high. 10 to 15% annual interest rate plus fees is expensive compared to conventional financing, but for a 6-month flip, the actual cost is manageable if the deal is solid. Private money lenders are individuals, not companies, who lend their own capital to real estate investors. These might be family members, friends, high net worth acquaintances, or investors you meet through real estate networking. Private money terms vary wildly. Some lend at 8 to 12% interest. Some want equity in the deal. Some are happy with a first mortgage position and a fixed return. The genuine no money down flip is most achievable with private money. If you find a deal worth $350K ARV that you can buy at $175K plus $50K renovation, costs $220K all in, and a private lender covers the full $25K, why? I'll flip a house with no money down. What the private lender gets: security of a first position mortgage on a property with significant equity margin, and a return they couldn't get in a savings account. What you get: all the benefit of the deal, minus their interest payment, without using your own capital. Building private money relationships takes time and track record. Nobody lends you $225,000 the first time they meet you. This strategy typically becomes available after you've done several deals and proven you can execute. Wholesaling is a strategy where you find a great deal, a property priced significantly below market, put it under contract, and then sell your contract to another investor for an assignment fee. You never own the property. Example, you find a motivated seller willing to sell at $150,000 on a property worth $300,000 after light rehab. You put it under contract for $150,000. You find a cash buyer, a house flipper, who will pay $175,000 for the deal because they still have significant margin. You assign your contract to them for $25,000. You just made $25,000 with no money, no mortgage, and no renovation. Wholesaling is technically legal, but requires understanding of contract assignment law in your state. Some states have enacted regulations around this practice. Get legal advice in your market. The skill in wholesaling is finding distressed properties and motivated sellers, cold calling, driving for dollars, direct mail, networking. It's sales-intensive work, but it's genuine real estate income with minimal capital. Many people use wholesaling to build capital and knowledge before transitioning to actual flipping. A joint venture, JV, is a partnership where one party brings the money and the other brings the deal, labor, and expertise. Typical structure. Money partner funds the deal, purchase plus renovation. Active partner finds the deal, manages the renovation, and handles the sale. Profit split 50-50 at close. This is a legitimate path to flipping with no money down if you can find the deals and manage the projects. The hard part is finding a money partner who trusts you enough to write the check before you have a track record, which is why JV partnerships often develop after you've shown you can find good deals through wholesaling or after building relationships in real estate investment networks. Local real estate investor meetups, bigger pockets, REIA groups, are where these relationships develop. Attend consistently, bring actual deals you've analyzed, and demonstrate that you know what you're doing. I'd be doing you a disservice if I talked about no money down flipping without being direct about the risks. Renovation overruns are the most common way flips go wrong. The $50,000 estimate becomes $75,000. Your margin evaporates. Never hire the cheapest contractor. Always get 3 bids. Always hold contingency. 15 to 20% of your renovation budget for surprises. Market timing is real. A deal analyzed in a hot market can become a loss in a softening one. Plan for the market moving against you by buying below the 70% rule when possible. If you're using a lender's money and the deal goes wrong, they get paid first. You absorb the loss. Know this before you borrow. Start small. Your first flip should be the simplest deal you can find. Cosmetic updates only. No major structural work. In a market you know well. Don't start with a gut rehab. Flipping houses with no money down is real but not easy. It requires finding exceptional deals, building relationships with money partners or lenders, understanding the math cold, and managing a renovation project. These are learnable skills, but they take time to develop. If you're serious about real estate investing, start with education. Bigger Pockets has free resources, connect with local investors, analyze deals before you pursue any funding. The knowledge is the foundation. Subscribe to Off Clock Hustle for more real money content. Drop a comment. Are you interested in real estate investing? Where are you at in the journey? See you in the next one.